Hello everyone. Okay. So listen to me. We were talking about multi-dimensional approach. Thought finds and creates a world. Let us say we have something like this. Thought finds and creates a world. So multi-dimensional, how will I proceed forward? Will it be individual, societal, organizational, or will it be different? It will be different now. For example, from a polity angle, thought finds and creates a world as well. So what was the thought process behind our Indian Constitution? Can anyone tell me? Sorry? Democracy, yes. But other than that? Equality, liberty, fraternity? Okay, justice, fine. So our forefathers wanted to create a constitution based on principles of inclusivity, social justice. And they managed to create a world quite similar to what we wanted as well. It's not 100% perfect, but we have started the process. Am I right? Like that. Thought finds and creates one as well. When you look at history of India, was it a smooth history or did we have discrimination of many sorts here? Discrimination. So our constitution wanted to continue with this discrimination or stop it. Thought finds and creates a world as well. The discrimination that continued since thousands of years, I'm not going to say it has completely stopped. But nevertheless, to a very large extent, it has reduced. Am I right or am I wrong? Like this. Let us say I talk about economy. Thought finds and creates one as well. In the domain of economy, we wanted to achieve certain targets. Let us say $5 trillion economy. Now this was a thought. Now the kind of world that we are trying to create. Here we have programs like Atmanirbhar Bharat, Self-Reliant India. Am I right or am I wrong? So we are trying to create that as well. So from that point of view, you can generate a great amount of content here. Thought finds and creates one as well. Let us say we are talking about environment. Now I might have discussed this very famous example with you, Jadhav Payang. Now he had a thought to change the barren landscape where he was from, Majuli Islands, I guess. Now that thought enabled him to find the world, enabled him to create the world. In the next couple of decades, the barren land, it becomes like a forest area, housing animals like elephants, tigers, everything. Am I right or am I wrong? Like that. And if you remember, in the earlier session, I gave you an example of a topper's essay. In the topper's essay, what was the essay topic? The mind is everything. What it can think, it becomes. The essay topic was something similar to this. Yes. Likewise, on the same nature of the topic, you have one more topic like this. Thought finds and creates one as well. If you are positive here, you will find a positive world. You will create a positive world. If you are someone who is negative, you will find a negative world. You will create a negative world. Am I making my point clear? We are what we think. Couple of days ago, Madam had shared a verse from Upanishad. We are what we think. If you perceive yourself to be strong enough to overcome the challenges in your way, you will find a solution. You are going to create such a world for yourself. If you think that you don't have what it takes in you to find a solution, to create a world for you, then you might not be able to. Am I making my point clear? You might have heard of this. Is freedom given or is freedom something that we should take? Is freedom given to us or is freedom something that we should take? Think. Is freedom something which is given to us, or is it something that we should take? Second one, right? Freedom is something that we should take. Imagine if a person is normalized to patriarchy, to caste-related discrimination, hierarchy, top, low, upper, lower class, like this. When you have a mentality like this, will you be ever able to find a strong word for yourself? Will you be ever able to leave all of these discrimination behind, or will you get used to it? Used to it, am I right? Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, when he was born in this country, caste-related discrimination was on the higher side. But he had a thought that he's going to break all of these shackles. And he did break his shackles, and he also created a mechanism, a source of inspiration he became, through which you can break your cycles. Am I right or am I wrong? Like this. So from a polity, economy, environment, no matter what you can think, you can write a very beautiful answer for this. That's not a problem. And you have studied this in your geography classes, weathering and many related concepts. A river, when it carves a gorge or a canyon, do you think that is going to happen just like that, or do you think it will take a good amount of time? But it has patience, it has dedication, so it creates, it finds a word and it can create one as well. Am I right or am I wrong? Simple. So in your multi-dimensional approach, in the body of the essay, what you are going to do is, from the point of view, from the prism of all of the subjects that you have studied, you will be generating reasonable content. Am I making my point clear? I don't want you to use this in your exams. This is just for the sake of clarification. This is just for the sake of coverage. I will be teaching you questionnaire approach. I will be teaching you brainstorming exercises on how to generate points. Don't worry about it at all. But for the time being, just keep these things in mind. This is multi-dimensional approach. And then you have one more called as debate approach. Debate approach. So there are videos available which says Section A, whatever I told you as of now, temporal, different walks of life, multi-dimensional. You can use this to write Section A, any one essay in Section A, and Section B, they tell you to use debate approach. Can you tell me what is the problem with this type of approach to essay answer writing? Is it very flexible or is it rigid? It's very rigid. Don't go for this. Wherever possible, if debate approach fits organically, only then use it. What is debate approach? Very simple. Muddy waters are best cleared when left alone. Am I right? Muddy waters are best cleared when left alone. So imagine there are two groups of people. The first group of people are thesis people or for arguments. For arguments. They will give you multiple arguments as to why it is better to leave the muddy waters alone until they sort for themselves. Another group is anti-thesis. What will these people say? They will give against arguments, and then there is third group of people called as synthesis. What will these people do? They will take the best of thesis, antithesis, and then they will be giving the synthesis. Muddy waters are best cleared when left alone. Can you tell me what are some of the for arguments for this particular essay topic? Muddy waters are best cleared when left alone. Can anyone tell me, can anyone give me four arguments? Imagine something is irritating you, agitating you, and you react to it in an impulsive manner. When you react to it in an impulsive manner, do you think the outcome is going to be positive or negative? Am I right? But howsoever, when you just close your eyes, howsoever, when you control yourself and prevent that impulsive decision, there is every possibility that you might be able to think clearly in the next few minutes and resolve the issue in a harmonious manner. Am I right or am I wrong? Likewise, for arguments, it prevents impulsive decisions. Now, on the negative side, against things. So, this muddy water, it will take its own time to settle down. Am I right or am I wrong? Imagine you don't have the time. Am I making my point clear? We have seen so many issues related to domestic violence in this country. We don't often speak up against it. It is someone else's issue. It is someone else's muddy waters. They will resolve it all by themselves. Let's be silent. If you go for such type of a situation, do you think domestic violence will ever stop or will keep on continuing? That is the thing. Imagine you become an IS and IPS officer. There is a file, even before you came to the department, there is a file on which you are supposed to take a decision. No one is taking decision. Your predecessors did not take a decision because signing on that file will bring you some or the other punishment in any way possible. It's a very risky sign. So what you will do, will you leave it for someone else or will you take a decision, bold decision? You are supposed to take a bold decision. Am I right or am I wrong? So there are situations where you need to be silent, where you need to control yourself. There are situations where you need to act. How to synthesize this both, that is where wisdom comes into picture. Am I making my point clear? So there are certain essay topics where you can apply debate approach in an organic manner. Only in such essay topics, go for it. Just because some XYZ person has told you that section B has to be in a debate manner, don't go for debate manner. Just because they have told you in section A you can use temporal, multidimensional and different walks of life, don't go for it. If it organically fits, you go for it. If not, please don't. Am I making my point clear? All of you. Come back. Listen to me. There are other ways as well. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. For this particular essay topic, you can give 4 arguments in the first few pages, against argument in the next few pages, and in the last few pages, what will you give? Synthesis. Can anyone tell me what this essay topic means? There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. In our society in the present times, if you have to be happy, what do they suggest? You have to do education in a great school. They suggest the path that you need to have a great job. Am I right or am I wrong? The society has designed various paths for you. You believe becoming an IS or an IPS officer will get you that happiness. Am I right? But the reality is, even after becoming an officer, even after getting all the money that you want in life, will you be satisfied or will you keep wanting more? Keep wanting more, am I right? So what the essay topic is saying is, there is no set path to happiness. Whichever path you're walking as of now, you have to find happiness here itself. Whatever path it might be. You're not an officer, you're a student. Find happiness in this path. Am I making my point clear? All of you. Simple. So even for that essay topic, you can give 4 arguments. Why is it that we need to find happiness in the path, whichever path we are walking? Then you can give against arguments. No. Finding happiness in certain set path is good. It's not necessarily wrong. Then you are going to give synthesis arguments. Am I making my point? Like this. Can you think of any other essay topic where you can apply this debate approach? 4 arguments, against arguments and synthesis arguments. Any other essay topic where you can apply it organically? Think. Go ahead. Think. Let us say I give you an essay topic. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Now, do you think I will be writing all positive arguments, or can I trying to say that in life, simplicity is not something that we easily find, because life is having a pattern, or is it random in nature? Random in nature, right? So you can give some arguments by saying that simplicity is not the pattern on which this life is there. So trying to achieve simplicity in everything is not possible. There will be some complications. You have to embrace this complication. Am I making my point clear? This is a possible counter argument. Then you can give a synthesis statement. Am I making my point clear? Like this. Can you think of any other famous essay topics which can be argued in this manner? Thesis, antithesis, synthesis. Go ahead. Think any famous essay topic. Let us say I give you some famous essay topics. A ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what a ship is meant for. A ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what a ship is meant for. Which template will you use here? Can you use different walks of life? Yes. Can you use multidimensional? Am I right or am I wrong? You can also use debate approach. Yes, a ship in harbor is safe, but that is not what a ship is meant for. You can give various arguments, for arguments. You can also counter. You can say there are times when a ship must be in harbor. Imagine there are certain natural disasters happening out in the open seas. Will you go out? No. Imagine you don't know how to sail a ship only. You have no idea about the processes. Will you leave your harbor? No. And whenever I'm trying to sail a ship into the sea or an ocean, I need the right type of support. If I don't have that support, do you think I will be leaving the harbor? No. Am I making my point clear? Then comes synthesis. All of you are following me. It's not difficult. But please do not use template approach in a blind manner. This is not going to fetch you marks anymore in the present times. The demand of UPSC has moved away to some originality and uniqueness, which I will teach you later, not now. There is only one thing which is left as of now, and that approach is problems and solutions. Problems and solutions. So listen to me. Let us say I write, women are bound by restrictions, or let me go for something different. Vikshit Bharat, an achievable dream, or just a fancy slogan. Let us say I give you an essay topic like this. Vikshit Bharat, what are we trying to achieve in Vikshit Bharat? By 2047, we want to be a developed country and achieve various goals associated with it. Self-sufficiency being one among them. Now, do you think if we go ahead with whatever is happening in this country as of now, will we achieve our Vikshit Bharat targets, or there are many problems in our growth story as of now? There are problems. So what are the problems? You're going to talk about it. Then you're going to talk about what are the various solutions that you can do, that you can introduce. So there are certain problems in agriculture domain. There are certain problems in manufacturing, service, education, health, so many things. And if you look at our country as of now, one of the major problems is there is less and less unity. Patriotism amongst the people is on the reducing side. Am I right or am I wrong? So you can mention all of these problems, and for all of these problems, there can be a corresponding solution as well. All of you are following me. Vikshit Bharat, from an international angle, what is the problem that we are having here? Here we have entered into a Cold War 2.0. How to navigate this Cold War 2.0 given the economic status of our country? That is a major challenge. How we will find a solution for it? That you are supposed to write. It's not a very difficult thing. Easily you can write. Am I making my point? So let us say I take some section A essay topic. I can mix temporal, different walks of life, problems and solution. Let us say I take section B. I can mix another two templates organically given the essay topic. All of you are following me? But what is my advice? What is my caution to you? Will you use template approach way too much in your essay, or will you try to reduce it? Try to reduce it. And anyone here who is going to be writing mains this time around? Anyone here? No one? Okay, let it be. It's okay. Hopefully next time around you will be writing mains. How many of you here have at least written some 15 essays so far? 1-5. One person, good. Keep writing, all right. Start the process. Harsha, 1, not even a 1. Prelims clear ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ? Let us say you had cleared pre this time. What would you have done? Course? Okay. Let it be, let it be. Did you understand this? So how many template approaches you have? 5. Apart from that, I gave you one more approach in the morning. What was that approach? Crisis, discovery, next, pressure, action. This was the structure that George Orwell used to use in some of his essay writings. You can use these type of templates if you want, because they are not used so much. Okay, you can use these type of structures. If not this one, there is one more structure. It is called as SPIRE framework. Spiritual, physical, intellectual, relational, emotional. This is what we call as SPIRE framework. Best lessons are learned through bitter experiences. Let us say someone gives you an essay topic like this. So there is a bitter experience in my life. How will I learn a best lesson from a spiritual angle? There is a bitter experience in my life. How will I learn a best lesson from the physical angle? There is a bitter experience in my life. How will I learn the best lesson from a intellectual? There is a bitter experience in the relationship. How will I learn the best lesson from it? There is a bitter experience in my life. How will I improve my emotional well-being? The best lesson over there. This is what we call as SPIRE framework. You can use SPIRE, you can use that particular framework. It is not used by many people in their essay writing. So I advise these two templates, not the first 5. All of you are following me? Now one more thing. One more approach that people use in terms of generating content in essay is split approach. So courage to accept. Courage to accept plus dedication to improve. Thought finds a word and creates one also. Woman, restrictions, boys, demands, both are equally harmful disciplines. Look into this. In all of these essay topics, you can divide the essay topic into multiple components. Am I right? The first one, how to get success as per the essay topic. There are 2 parts. Courage to accept, and what is the other part? Dedication to improve. 2 parts. So what I will be doing in split approaches, first I will be writing few arguments for the first component. Courage to accept. Courage to accept what? Your own imperfections. Courage to accept what? The challenges that might lie in your way. All of you are following me? Courage to accept what? It might be grief, trauma, death, whatever it might be. Then once you have accepted all of these challenges, then you are going to move ahead and talk about what? Dedication to improve. And dedication, do you think it is very easy to sustain it, or does it demand motivation, continuous motivation? Continuous motivation. Dedication, apart from motivation, what type of emotional inputs are required? You can talk about it. Dedication, what type of support is required in this process? You can talk about it. All of you are following me. And tell me honestly, if I am just dedicating myself individually, studying hard, will that in itself be enough, or do I require certain external support as well? Imagine I am a student, I am preparing for NEET and everything. What is that external thing that I require? Transparency and accountability by your NTA. Am I making my point clear? I want to achieve happiness. I can work at an individual level, but for me to realize this happiness, certain external circumstances must be created. Thinking is like a game. It does not begin until you have an opposition. So let us say I am an individual. Here is my opposition. But in this classroom, I don't allow for any liberty. I don't go for any democracy. Do you think he will have the necessary courage to express his doubts? No. If you take our country, or in general the world these days, when someone expresses doubt, in some cases it is accepted, in some cases it is celebrated as well. However, when someone expresses doubt, it might be they react to it in a negative way, aggressive way. Am I right or am I wrong? Either consciously or subconsciously, I don't know. Our present Chief Justice of India made a remark that has backfired very royally. Right? If you go to Delhi as of now, I think you will be hearing about protests associated with which one? Cockroach Janata Party. Right? At that moment, if we had controlled or maybe found a much better way to express his concerns, all these things would not have been there. Howsoever, the frustration amongst the youth is on the higher side these days, right? And I can understand why. Be that as it may, when we talk about split approach, courage to accept, dedication to improve, if I want to win in life, if I want to succeed in life, we need to create a proper ecosystem. Imagine an ecosystem where education is available only to few people. Most of them can't afford it at all. Do you think in that society there will be justice? So that is why you need an educational system in the country which can provide accessible and affordable healthcare services. All of you are following me? Look at this one. Thought finds and creates one also. Again, you can split it into two. All of you are following me? I remember Albert Einstein, when I was reading about him, he gave us idea about gravitational waves. Am I right or am I wrong? Someone is saying something. Go ahead. Theory of relativity, photoelectric effect, and so many other things. His mind had to imagine. His mind had to innovate. That's not something easy, right? And he told that his idea of gravitational waves cannot be proved. But in the next century, in 21st century, we were able to create an experiment that can detect gravitational waves as well. Am I right or am I wrong? That's the thing. You might have heard of certain deaf musicians. Am I right or am I wrong? Mozart, Beethoven, have you heard of them? Or forget all these musicians. Let us say you're talking about your Hamsalik or A.R. Rahman or anyone like that. Are they Control C, Control V type of musicians? You know what is Control C, Control V? Copy paste. They're not like that, right? I hope not. Their thought, it tries to find the tune. They're surrounded by noise. They try to find the tune and they create a tune as well, which is still used by many people to this day. It gives them a sense of joy. Am I right or am I wrong? Like this. Thought finds and creates one also. Now, do you think this thought will always be positive in nature or do you think it can be negative in nature? So if you're always negative minded, you have negative thoughts, you are going to find and create a negative world for you. That is a different thing. So in the first few pages, I will write how thought finds a world. In the next few pages, I will write how it helps in creating a world. Are both of them one or are they two? Split. Women are bound by restrictions, boys by demands, both equally harmful disciplines. Again, first few pages on this, next few pages on boys by demands and how they are harmful for both of them. Spiritually, physically, intellectually, relationally, emotionally. You can write like this if you want. All of you are following me? This is what we call a split approach. I am not a very big fan of split approach also. I am a fan of an approach called as question approach. I'll teach you how to answer, how to frame all these questions when I take up a theme called as human flourishing. Until then, let's put a pin on this approach. Look into this. So when you're writing an essay, I'm still talking about the structure, I'm not talking about the content. When you're writing an essay, you might have this doubt. Should I give subheadings or not? How many of you like to give subheadings in your essay? Madam Renuka, how many essays have you written so far, madam? One there. Yake madam, one thing torstira. When you write essays, you can give subheadings. There is no problem with it. But the subheading has to be simple and it has to be creative. Sachin, what was the last essay that you wrote? Topic about ladies. Courage. Okay. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me. Imagine I am writing courage to accept and dedication to improve are two keys to success. And I want to give a subheading. What will I give? Courage, the foundation of success. Like that. Imagine dedication to improve. Dedication, the process that turns stones into diamonds. Like that. All of you are following me. Imagine there is an essay topic, there is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. To be happy or not to be happy, that is the question. All of you are following me. You can give subheadings, but the subheadings have to be simple. The subheadings have to be creative. That is important. Look into this one. AI revolution. Promise or peril? Have I put a full stop or is it a question mark? It's a question mark. Am I making my point? So remember that. You can give subheadings in your essay, in the body of the essay, but those subheadings have to be innovative. They have to be simple. If you don't want to give subheadings, that is also fine. No one is going to fault you for that. All of you are following me? Come back, come back. Look into this. Flow in an essay. Now what happens to be a flow? How did we start our class today? We started speaking about what are the themes, major themes. Am I right? Then I started teaching you about the structure, how an introduction should be, how a body should be. That is what we are discussing. When you're having conversation as well, there should be a flow. All of you are following my point? One sentence should organically connect to another sentence. Am I making my point clear? I feel happy today. I just remembered I need to buy certain things in the night. Do you see any connection between one statement and another statement here? I feel happy today and I just remembered I have to buy certain things in the night. Is there any connection? No, right? Flow in an essay means one sentence to another sentence, there should be some connection. It should be organic. Look into this one. It is the sense that each sentence builds on the information from the previous one. When two sentences are written in succession, we instinctively make a connection between them. I am happy because today is a Sunday and Sunday is a non-vegetarian day. Just giving you an example. All of you are following my point? Listen to me, listen to me. All these three statements, Were they in a proper connection or was it haphazard? Connection, that is what we look for in your essay. Why most of the rank holders, they are scoring very well in their ethics paper, but in essay papers they are scoring less because they are focusing way too much on the content in essay, not so much on the structure. Structure as well as content matters. When I as an evaluator, I am reading your essay. Some essays are written so well, I don't have to read it again and again. Some essays, the flow itself is missing. So I have to reread it twice or thrice to understand what the person is trying to say. Some of you have gotten your essays evaluated from me. I sit for 15-20 minutes and then I evaluate your essay. Am I right or am I wrong? I discuss the essays with you. What are the things that I'm looking for? Am I looking for only the quality examples, quality arguments you're showcasing? No, I'm looking for all these small, minute, little things as well. Am I making my point clear? Look at this example. Education is important for national development. Grammatically correct statement. Many students use smartphones today. That is also grammatically as well as factually correct. Democracy requires informed citizens. That is also grammatically and factually correct. But do you see flow in these three statements? No flow whatsoever. Some of you might be writing your essays like this. That is why you are scoring less in your papers. Some of you, you are very sincere. You write essay every other week. And still you might not be getting the kind of marks that you deserve because of these small little flaws. Look at that one. You tell me, is it having a flow or not? Education is important for national development because it equips citizens with the knowledge needed to participate meaningfully in public life. Such participation becomes especially important in a democracy where informed citizens influence collective decision making. In today's world, digital technologies and smartphones have become significant tools through which citizens access information and engage with public affairs. Is it organically flowing in the right manner or is it haphazard? That is what I want. This combust mind, all right. When you were in school, when you were in colleges, you used to read, you used to write. Now you have come to this UPSC preparation where your mind is bombarded with so much of information. You don't spend consciously trying to organize your thoughts. You don't write as much as you should. That is why when someone gives you an essay topic and they tell you to write something, it is very difficult. Am I right? I can give you an exercise as of now. I might ask you to describe your UPSC preparation in some 10 lines. Will you be able to do it? 10 lines. And all of these 10 lines, whatever statements you are going to use, will it be haphazard or will it be in a natural flow? Will you do that? Another reason why I'm seeing that the writing abilities of students is decreasing is that because they're using ChatGPT or Gemini way too much than what is necessary. Don't do that. Don't do that. You write first. Then you can upload it to ChatGPT, Gemini and ask for certain observations, value addition. But first and foremost, you should write. So how many of you have been in this arena for at least 1 year? I think most of you, right? Okay. More than 1 year, I don't care, whatever it might be. In 10 lines, I want you to write about your preparation, your journey, write about your journey. All those 10 lines, 10 statements, whatever you're using, it will be in a it should be in a proper flow. All of you do understanding? Bariri. Bariri, brainstorming exercise, bariri. Yenu chintela, bariri. Even if you're wrong, don't worry. Right. Journey. Imagine how you started it. Imagine the first day when you came to UPSC preparation, or you can start. What made you to take up this decision? Do you think your journey was full of ups or did it have downs? Downs ittu tane. More downs than up. Only 10 lines. It feels like as if you're writing an epic. Only 10 lines. All right. Pens down, pens down. Madam Yashaswini, what's your first line? Drishti IAS, is it? Go ahead. What was the next one? Next statement. But here it could have been better. So it all started with a interview that you watched on a social media. This created curiosity, all right? To find a proper place to give effect to this curiosity and to become an officer, I had to search. And it was in this eventual search that I zeroed in on insights IAS, something like this, transitions. Harsha, what was your first line? UPSC Civil Service. Good. Next line. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬರ್ದೆ ಅಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ 10 ಲೈನ್ ಹೋಗೈತೆನಾ 4 lines. I want more. I told 10 lines, right? 10 lines. So imagine I am writing these 10 lines. It all started with a dream to contribute to the growth of this country. To give effect to this dream, I did my research on various possible opportunities. I personally liked the domain of public service because I believed I had the necessary skills. Howsoever, to improve these skills and clear the examination, I had to venture into a coaching setup. That was when I chose Insights IAS, something like this. Here, one statement to another statement. Am I jumping in a haphazard manner or is it organic? Is there a flow? There is a flow, right? One more thing. Remember this. Along with flow, there is one more thing that many people miss out. It is what we call as connectives. Now, what are connectives? I said it all started with a dream to serve the country. This is my first statement. Now from my first statement to second statement when I go, I want a word that I can connect to the first to second. Am I right? It all started with the dream to serve the country. Next, second statement, in the beginning itself, I need to use a connecting word. All of you are following me? Whatever words we use in that regard, that is what we call as connectives. Connectives are words that help in linking sentence and making the transition between the sentences clear. There should be flow in sentence. That is one thing. What is the second thing? From one sentence to another sentence, there should be a connective. It all started with a dream to serve the public. Full stop. In pursuit of this dream, so in pursuit can be the connecting word. All of you are following my point? Look at the examples of these connective words. Furthermore, moreover, in addition, besides, similarly, likewise. Do we use these words at the end or do we use these words at the beginning of a statement? Beginning of the statement. Look into this one. Contrast connectives. My perception of UPSC was informed by social media. Howsoever, when I entered into coaching, I understood the reality of UPSC, making me wonder, did I take the right decision? I think all of you might have faced this question at least once in your life. If you have not faced it, you are not a UPSC aspirant. Come back. So you have connectives based on the given nature of the statement. If you are giving a contrasting statement to what you have written before, however, nevertheless, yet, on the other hand, in contrast. If you are giving out points, in essay, we write in paragraphs, we don't write points. But imagine, when I entered into UPSC coaching, firstly, I was introduced to the orientation class of Vinay sir. Secondly, I had a one-to-one mentorship with my mentor, Ashish sir or Manjunath sir, Umesh sir, whomsoever it might be. Thirdly, along with the classes, I had to take a weekly test to measure my performance in each and every subject. Am I making my point clear? Finally, apart from all these classes, my interaction with my fellow batchmates added more value to my preparation. So, firstly, secondly, thirdly, importantly, additionally, I hope you know how to use it now. Flow from one sentence to another sentence, it should be organic. What is connectives? How you are connecting one statement with another statement. Am I making my point clear? All of you. Now, when you write an essay, what is the reader expecting? What is the evaluator expecting? All of these minute things. Why is it that some fellows who are scoring 140 in their essay papers are unable to score even 100 in their 140 in ethics paper, even 100 in essay papers? The reason being, in ethics, all of this flow, connectives, they don't matter. In essay, minute things like this matter. Am I making my point clear? Look at this one. Sequence, illustration. All of you use most of the times, for example, for instance. Very few people use to illustrate. Consider. Look at the other one. Cause and effect. Therefore, consequently, thus, hence, as a result. Whenever you write GS 1, 2, 3, 4 answer in the conclusion, you write thus, right? Quite a lot. Apart from this, there are so many other things. Look into it. Look at this one. Explanation. In other words, that is, put differently, more specifically. Do you think these are the only connective words that are there in English, or there are many? There are many. Next time when you open a newspaper and read an article, observe the flow between one statement to another statement. Next time when you open the newspaper article editorial, observe the connectives that they're using to connect one statement to another statement. Am I making my point clear? All of you. There are multiple times, even in my classes when I speak, it's not more like a informal English that I use. It's more on the formal side. Much of the content that I say in English, you can Control C, Control V it, except the entertainment part, that is different. The kind of words that I use, the flow, the connectors, more or less meets these demands. Am I right or am I wrong? Keep that in mind. When you try to consciously change your behavior in this direction, everything changes. Even when you are drafting a message, it might be a simple message that you're sending to your friend. Send it properly, na. Are you okay? R ante, U ante, K ante. Am I making my point? Don't do all of these things. Sometimes you people don't even send messages. You just send emojis. From emojis, I should reconstruct what you mean. Don't be like that. Consciously change your behaviors in small little manner, and that will have a huge impact in your essay answer writing. Be it in terms of how you read a newspaper, or even in terms of how you write a small message, draft an email to any of your friends, family, or colleagues as well. Look at the conclusion connectives. Therefore, thus, I have already told you that concession, although, even though, granted, while it is true that concession arguments means what? Concession connectives means what? Whatever opinion I might have given, will I be agreeing to that opinion in 100%, or will I make some concession? Although I believe there is no path to happiness, in some situations, you need to walk a set path given to you by your family or your friends so that you witness that happiness. So I'm taking a different stand. Am I right or am I wrong? Although, even though, be that as it may, it also comes here. All of you are following me? Small little things. It is this which will help you to score 120 plus in your essay papers. Most of the students, they work only on content. They read all the value addition material. They forget the science of essay writing and they suffer because of it. Am I making a point? All of you. Come back, come back. The last one was called as flow. This one is called as connectives. What is flow? From one sentence to another sentence, they should be organic. When you are connecting one sentence to another sentence, what is the word that we use? Connectives. Will you use the same connectives everywhere, or will it depend upon the nature of the statement? Nature of the statement. Let us say I give you a brainstorming exercise now. Surya Kumar Yadav, have you heard of him? Who is he? Indian cricketer. He was our T20 captain when we won the cup last time around. Why is he news? He has been removed from captaincy, and at the same time, what has happened? He has not been taken in the team only. Alwa. I want you to report this issue. Use some 10 lines or 4 lines, whatever it might be. I want you to report this issue. The sentences should be in an organic manner, and what should also be there? Connectives must also be there. Will you do that? Surya Kumar Yadav is no longer part of Indian cricket team. He has been removed as a captain. I want you to report that to me through your writing. From one sentence to another sentence, what should be there? Flow. From one sentence to another sentence, what should be there? Connectives. Did you understand? Can you do that? Muddy. Don't use your mobile, chat GPT, any things like that. Just write. Understand the premise. Surya Kumar Yadav, the T20 winning captain, has been removed from his captaincy as well as his position in Indian cricket team. Report this. It should be in paragraph, no points whatsoever in essay. And remember, you will not dive directly into the issue. You will paint a picture, maybe in a line or two, and then you will come to the matter at hand. Success is temporary, transitionary, something like this. All right. Harsha, how did you start? How did you paint a picture? Uh, uh. So this is just basic reporting. It's not in a essay writing format. Let us say I write my first statement like this. Past success or experiences do not necessarily determine our present or even future events. This is my first statement. Did you understand? Full stop. Now I have to connect this statement to another statement in a flow or in an inorganic manner. Flow. So how will I do it? I also have to use a word, connective. Although Surya Kumar Yadav, famously called as Sky, who was our T20 winning captain and was famous for his innovative shots, was dropped from the team as well as removed from the captaincy. Full stop. Am I making my point clear? Now I have to construct one more statement. Let us say I have to use one more keyword. Granted, his form was dipping. However, the way he was removed from captaincy must have been done in a sensitive manner. Then what happened? Full stop. Ultimately, there is a lesson for all of us here. Past does not determine the present nor the future. Thus, we need to keep working hard and our foot on the pedal must be a constant thing of our actions. Thus, our foot on the pedal must be a constant state of activity. Something like this you are going to write. Did you understand? All the statements in whatever I told, was it in a flow or no flow? Flow. Did I use the right connectives? This is what they're expecting. All the people who evaluate your English essays, do you think these people are some geography lecturers, some pub teachers, or are they English professors? They look for small little things like this. You might be writing extraordinary content, but if it is not being put across in a way an essay is supposed to be written, you're not going to get that kind of marks. So please be careful. All right. My friend at the last. Sir, what's your name? Yes, sir. What's your name? Rakshit. Right. Shetty na to yana. What's your second name? Shetty. Rakshit only. Where is your Rashmika? Listen to me. Missing. Yen madakagala bidu. Listen to me. Listen to me. What have you written, sir? Read it out. Nice. Chanaಗಿದೆ. I like it. From captaincy to no vacancy. Good. Continue. Good. It's a reasonable one. I like it. You use the term, however, the statements went in a proper organic flow. I'm happy. Getting my point? So whenever you're reading any newspaper or hearing some news, try to observe for small little things. Whenever you're hearing speeches from great orators, look for these things. Am I making my point? Whenever you're writing, consciously change your behaviors. I told you, right? Even when you draft a message or an email, don't use ChatGPT. Because if you start using it, you'll get addicted to it. All right. Come back, come back. Did you understand flow? Connectives. The last one is coherence. Not last one, last but one is coherence. Now what I do is, in a page, I want you to write minimum of 2 paragraphs. Minimum of 2 paragraphs. So imagine I am reading some 10, 12 pages like this. Will there be just 1 paragraph or multiple paragraphs? Multiple. So whenever I read a page, whenever I complete a paragraph, I ask myself a very simple question. Umesh, what is the person, what is the student trying to convey in this paragraph? What is the main message or the unifying idea in this paragraph? I ask myself this question. If I'm able to get an answer, then it is coherent. If I'm unable to get one particular answer, then it is incoherent. For example, look into this. Evaluators look for a unifying idea and underlying theme in each paragraph. This unifying idea is what makes a paragraph coherent. Look into this example here. Technology has transformed communication. Social media is widely used today. India has a large youth population. Artificial intelligence is becoming popular. Ancient Indian philosophy emphasized self-knowledge. Is there any flow? Is there any connective? Is there any coherency here? When I read those 4 lines, I ask myself, what is the person trying to convey? Will I have a definite answer or will it be a question mark? When I read those 4 lines, question mark only, right? I don't know what is the underlying idea, underlying theme. So I will not be awarding so much of marks to my students. I have some individuals who wrote mains last time around. And when they wrote the mains, they wrote the essay, they were very confident of scoring more than 115 in their essay papers. But when the results were announced, when the mark sheets were announced, when they checked their scores, it was 80, 70, like this. It's not the content alone that will determine your success. It is also these small little things. Remember, look into this paragraph. Technology has transformed the way people communicate. Social media platforms enable instant interaction across geographical boundaries. Video applications allow families separated by distance to remain connected. Digital communication has therefore reduced many of the barriers traditionally associated with maintaining relationships. So when I read this 5 to 6 lines, what is the underlying idea here? Technology has changed communication and that is the underlying idea. So whatever paragraph you write like this, if I'm able to ask myself what is the underlying idea, underlying theme, if I'm able to get an answer like this, I will award you marks for that paragraph. If your paragraph is like the first one where underlying idea itself is very haphazard, I am unable to understand what you're writing, I will never give you marks. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ತಾನೆ? So next time when you start consciously writing an essay, keep these things in mind. All of you are following me. Let us say you're writing about life. What is the underlying nature of life? Do you think it is just a smooth ride, or do you think it will have its own ups and downs? Ups and downs. Now you have to convey that ups and downs with me. How will you convey it? You can take your present situation, or you can take your past situation and you can explain how you were having that success and how it declined when you took a risk. But despite of this risk, if you keep in the necessary courage and perseverance, that success might come again. So what is the underlying theme that I'm learning here? Life will have its own ups and downs, and when the down comes, you still have to keep your foot on the pedal so that you can come out of that situation. Am I making my point? Underlying idea, underlying theme, it must be there. When it is there, that is when we call an essay as what? Coherent. Some of you who wrote your weekly essay test, in the beginning of our evaluation sheet, you might have seen things such as subheadings, examples, arguments, coherence. Am I right or am I wrong? Connectives, transition. Am I right or am I wrong? This is what they mean. Look at the last one now. Look at the last one. Transitioning between paragraphs. Transitioning between paragraphs. So until now we were discussing within a paragraph. So within a paragraph, from one statement to another statement, how the flow should be, we discussed. From one statement to another statement, how the connective should be, we discussed that. What was the last thing that we discussed? Coherency. In a paragraph, there should be an underlying idea, we discussed it. Now when I'm moving from one paragraph to another paragraph, what are the possible ways that I can move? How many steps have I given you here? How many options? 1, 2, 3 or 4? 3, right? Look into the first one. Through a linking sentence. Through a linking sentence. I'll explain that to you. If you're writing it, write it down. Through a linking sentence. Second one is by asking a question. And third one is signaling the shift at the start of the next paragraph. Signaling the shift at the start of the next paragraph. All right. Now I'll give you examples of all of these three. Observe it. This is transitioning from one line to another line or from between paragraphs. Paragraphs. Remember this. Come back. So this is the first one, through the linking sentence. End of paragraph. This is end of paragraph 1. In short is what? Connective. In short, smartphones allow us to instantly video call friends and families across the globe, keeping us closer than ever before. The linking statement. After this, I will be writing this one. However, this constant ability to connect with the people far away often prevents us from paying attention to the people right in front of us. Paragraph 2. Smartphones are one of the biggest sources of daily distraction. So, when I ended the paragraph, what did I write? In short, summary I gave of that paragraph, the underlying idea. After writing the summary, I am giving a linking sentence as to what I will be discussing in the next paragraph. What is the linking statement here? However, constant ability to connect with people far away prevents us from paying attention to the people right in front of us. Prevents us from paying attention, meaning we get distracted easily or very difficultly? Easily. Look at the start of the paragraph 2. Smartphones are one of the biggest sources of daily distraction. Are we transitioning from one paragraph to another paragraph in a haphazard way, or is it being done in a structured manner? That is what we want. Nothing more than this. When I started the class today, can anyone tell me how I transitioned from the first half to the second half? How did I transition? What was the last thing that I did in the first half? Which template was it? Multidimensional. How did I start my second class? Multidimensional. Transition. All of you are following me? Imagine. You have gotten your job and everything. What will be the next stage of your life? What will be the next stage of your life? Tell me now. I know the answer. You also know the answer. What will it be? ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಮಾಡೋದಾ? ಮದುವೆ ತಾನೇ ಫಸ್ಟ್, ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು, ಬಟ್ ಮದುವೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು write 2 paragraphs, very short paragraphs. First paragraph will be related to how you worked hard and you won in your examination. The second paragraph will be with respect to another goal of your life. Let us say it is marriage. And I want you to transition from the first paragraph to the second paragraph in a coherent manner. Will you do that? Very few lines. ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ತಾನೆ? And my dear friend, don't report it like a reporter. I want you to use your words, your feelings, your emotions. From captaincy to no vacancy. I liked it. Likewise. Am I making my point clear? From one exam to another exam. If he is going to write it. Go ahead, write it. In the first paragraph, how you worked hard and you got your job. In the next paragraph, you're thinking about getting married. How will you transition from first to second paragraph? I want that. Take few minutes. Did you understand the question? The problem statement? Please do it. Please do it. Remember, don't report. Paint a picture. Keep it simple. Don't complicate it. Keep it simple. Okay, pens down, pens down. Keep your pens down. Madam Nayana, ಏನ್ ಬರೋದ್ರಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎದುರ್ಕೋಬೇಡಿ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿ ಏನು ಬರ್ದಿಲ್ಲ ಬಟ್ ಏನೋ ಬರ್ದಿರೋ ತರ ಆಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರಲ್ರಿ ರೈಟ್ ಮೇಡಮ್ ವಾಟ್ಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ನೇಮ್ ಎಸ್ ಹೌ ಡಿಡ್ ಯು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ reasonable enough. Let us say whatever you have told, I am changing it in a different way by making some changes in the content. In Japan, this is how I am going to write. In Japan, there is a philosophy called as Ikigai. It suggests that if you have to be happy in life, you have to find a work that you love, that the world requires. Full stop. Interestingly, I found that the work I want to do was in the domain of public service. Full stop. In pursuit of this, I dedicated some years. Thankfully, I succeeded. Now there should be a linking statement to the second paragraph, right? However, Aristotle said, happiness is not just about work. It also includes an angle of quality of relationships. So what will I write in the second paragraph? Quality of relation, marriage, nothing like that. The quality of relationship can be parents, can be friends, or it could be whatever you just said, an understanding partner who can add value to not only your life, but also people in general, family and all these things. Am I making my point? So here you saw transition between paragraph happening in a smooth manner. How did I transition? I gave a linking statement. I was telling what you can expect in the second paragraph. Am I making my point clear? Likewise. Artha ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ತಾನೆ? All of you. So the words will be there, the content will be there, the philosophers will also be there. That is why I told you, do not just report. Try to add some zing to it. Try to bring some creativity into it. It should feel nice to read about it. So I started my first paragraph with Ikigai philosophy, which focuses on work. At the end of the paragraph, I mentioned about Aristotle and how he emphasized that happiness also has an angle of quality of relationship. And using that as a linking statement, I went to my second paragraph. All right, Hitendra, what did you do? Did you write? Tell me. Hey, leave all that aside. Imagine your Javed Akhtar or whomsoever it might be. Visualize. You know who is Javed Akhtar, right? A great lyricist. All right. Imagine someone who is writing film stories or penning poems and everything. You are writing like this, work hard and all of these things. It doesn't appeal. I'm not asking you to be exactly like Javed Akhtar or things like that, but try to bring some creativity into it. How will you bring it? Try. Work hard, I don't want. I want something else. It's about your career, right? You will have to bring some emotions into it. Tell me. All right. You know who Steve Jobs is? Who is he? What was his major contribution? Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple. So let us say, Mr. Hitendra, I'm starting like this. Steve Jobs, the co-founder of the famous company Apple, in one of his graduation speeches, told that if you want to be happy in life, Find a work that you love to do or love the work that you do. Getting my point? I found happiness in preparing for UPSC, and when I cleared this examination and I got an opportunity to be a public servant, it made me happier. Although I understood in this journey that happiness is not just limited to work, it extends to other aspects of human actions, like our relationships. Am I making my point clear? Or a valuable partner. Then you can transition to the second paragraph. So there should be some zing. If you're just reporting facts, it doesn't carry that much of weight. Is anyone willing to read out what they have written? Yes, madam. Okay. Reasonable enough, but what I felt honestly was in the initial few lines, it had become quite repetitive. There you had to be a little bit precise. All right. So you're talking about dreams way too much. Dreams are not static. Dreams are dynamic. It changes as per circumstances. I dreamt one day that I want to be a public servant, and when I achieved this dream, I realized that I want to dream bigger, better. That is when you can bring the marriage question into the picture. All right? Like that. Did you understand this idea, transitioning between paragraphs? So one way of transitioning is what? Through a linking statement. Another way of transitioning from one paragraph to another paragraph is by posing a question. All right, posing a question. Look into this one. Example, end of paragraph 1. Ultimately, smartphones have made communication faster and easier for everyone. In that paragraph itself, I will be ending with a question. But is this constant connectivity actually good for our focus and productivity? Question mark. Where will I find the answer for this question? Next paragraph. Am I making my point? One way of transitioning is through a linking statement. I've explained that to you. Another way of transitioning is in first paragraph, you're going to put a question. That question will naturally lead you towards the second paragraph. All of you are following me? Based on the example that we have used, I dreamt about work, but dreams are dynamic. It keeps changing. Is it not? Question mark. So in the next paragraph, I can talk about the other dreams related to marriage, relationship, whatever it might be. Am I making my point clear? Like this. Did you understand? Imagine you're writing some essay, some 8 to 10 pages of body of the essay you're writing. Everywhere when you transition from one paragraph to another paragraph, you've used a linking statement again and again, again and again, again and again. Will it look good or will it become monotonous? So what you're supposed to do, in some places, linking statement. In some places, question. In some places, you're going to indicate the shift in the second paragraph. So whatever linking statement I used, whatever question I used, it was part of first paragraph or second paragraph until now. First paragraph. Indicating a shift, this will be in the second paragraph. Look into this. End of paragraph 1. Therefore, smartphones have successfully erased geographical boundaries. Look at start of paragraph 2. On the flip side of this benefit, so the earlier paragraph was benefit, right? It has reduced the geographical boundaries. Here in the second paragraph, I am giving, let us say, somewhat a summary of the above, and then I am going with other things. On the flip side of this benefit, smartphones also act as a major source of distraction. The average person checks their screen dozens of times a day. Forget a day. Within 2.5 hours, you would be checking dozens of times in my own class only. All of you are following me? So there are 3 ways to transition from one paragraph to another paragraph. First way, linking statement in the first paragraph. I've given you an example. Second way is what? Question. Third way is what? When you go to the second paragraph, a line or two about the earlier paragraph, and then you're going to start the next idea. Did you understand? These are small, little, minute things which play a prominent part in how you score in your paper. Please remember this. Please consciously practice this. If not, whatever content, whatever themes we discuss, at the end of the day, it is not going to matter much at all. All of you are following me? Did you understand this body of the essay? Come back, come back, come back. Look at the conclusion side. There are many people who say that conclusion can be 2 pages. With all due respect to such individuals, I firmly believe that conclusion should be 1 or maximum 1.5 page, not more than that. And I also believe, let us say my conclusion is 1 page, first half of that conclusion will be related to summary of whatever I have told. Summary of whatever arguments I have made in my earlier pages. I'm not going to discuss them, I'm not going to elaborate, I'm just going to summarize. All of you are following me? Let us say, if I have to summarize, in today's class, we learned the basics of essay answer writing, the demands of essay. I'm not saying what are the basics, I'm not discussing the demands. The demands. We understood how to structure our essay and simplify and put across our thoughts in a simple manner. This is the summary. All of you are following me? How much should our conclusion ideally be? 1.5 page. I personally prefer 1 page. In that 1 page, there are 2 components. First half will be conclusion. Second half, this is what you are going to do. Second half, you can end maybe through a poem or shloka. Let us say I have given you an essay topic, social media is creating FOMO, bringing across loneliness, depression. First half of the conclusion I would have summarized. Next, when I come to the second half, I will write this simple poem that all of you know. Asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrutyoma amrutam gamaya. In this social media age, we must learn how to move from darkness to light, from dishonesty to honesty, from mortality to immortality. Then we will not suffer the feeling of FOMO. I ended it through a poem or a shloka, second half. Am I making my point clear? Look at the second one, vision statement. Imagine I've given you an essay topic. Thought finds and creates a one also. First half of the conclusion, what will I write? Summary. Second half of the conclusion, what will I write? Vision statement. So by 2047, if we have to become Vikshit Bharat, what is the first and the primary thing that I have to do? If I have to become Vikshit Bharat by 2047, what is the first thing that I am supposed to do as per that essay topic, thought finds and creates a world? Tell me, Arsha. What will I do? If I have to become Vikshit Bharat by 2047, what will I do? From the point of view of thought finds a word and creates one also. What is the vision statement there? Prelims is very short term. Mains requires a lot of energy, patience. Your mind should work on a different level. I've given you the essay topic, thought finds and creates a one. One half the conclusion, I've given summary. Second half is your vision statement. By 2047, if our country has to be Vikshit Bharat, we must change our thoughts from negative to positive. We must learn how to reorient our thoughts based on universal values like love, care and compassion. We must reorient our thoughts as an Indian, as a Bharatian, first and foremost. If we do it, our path to Vikshit Bharat becomes easier. Can I write like that? Vision statement. Ivaga artha aitalla? Innondu kodtini, neen helabekku idana. Best lessons are learned through bitter experiences. What will be your vision statement for that one? Only that for that essay topic, what will be your vision statement? Vision means what? Past, present or future? Future, alva? So keeping best lessons are learned through bitter experiences. What will be your vision statement for that? Think. One more example. Nane heltini. In a age where parents are giving privileges to their children more than upbringing. In an age where parents protect their children from all the bitter experiences, we must be careful. Bitter experiences are not necessarily bad. They're good. We must expose our kids to such bitter experiences and handhold them to learn from it. When we do so, our world becomes a better, beautiful world. Did you understand? Now, I'm going to give you an essay topic. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. What is your vision statement here? Now, ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಬರಿಬಹುದು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ. Okay. Let's have a discussion on this. All right. Going forward, the nature of war, do you think it is always going to be in terms of guns, weapons, or do you think the nature of war is changing? The nature of war is seeing a fundamental change in the present times. Weapons of mass destruction can include cyber attacks, maybe psychological warfare as well. In such an age, the question is not, is war inevitable? Sorry, in such an age, the question should not be, can we prevent the war? But rather, the question should be, how to deal with that war? How to make ourselves foolproof against this changing, evolving, emerging nature? Can I write like this? Simple. Thought was there in you. But when you presented it, it could have been much, much, much better. Read and write more. Prelims ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದೇ ಕಣೋ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ 4 ಆಪ್ಷನ್. Mains ಅಲ್ಲಿ there are permutations and combinations. You have to pick the best one. All right. I'll give you one more statement. Very simple one. Be the change you want to see in the world. Who gave this statement? Rakshit. Be the change you want to see in the world. Hey, ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದ ಏನೋ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಕಣೋ ಇದು. Listen to me. You are supposed to write vision statement for this. How will you write? Think. No worries. Think. What was your graduation in? Engineering. Where did you do your graduation? Bengaluru. Do you watch English movies? ನೀನು ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಂಗೆ ಯಾಕೋ ಭಯ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ. So, Mr. Rakshit, you might have heard of this very famous English statement. Charity begins at home. Charity begins at home, alva. Look into this. My vision statement. There is a famous English adage, charity begins at home. Likewise, change does not begin elsewhere. It begins it starts from us. Change starts from us. It is this change that can create a multiplier effect in changing the entire world. You can write like this. Is it not? Keep things simple. All of you are following me. Truth knows no color. How will you write the vision statement for this? Can anyone answer? I'm not going to pick and choose now. You have to raise your hand and then answer. Truth knows no color. What will be your vision statement for the conclusion part, second part? Truth knows no color. Hedi. Okay, I'll give you ideas. Democracy, is it supposed to implement truth or is it supposed to implement dishonesty? Truth and honesty, tane. But if you look into the reality, is democracy able to give effect to that honesty? Satyameva jayate, or is it failing? Am I right? Good. Now keep this idea in mind. Going forward, what is your vision statement? Democracy, truth knows no color. Using these two things, give me a vision statement quickly. Go ahead. The way you're looking at me. Listen to me, I'll give you one more example. It's been many decades since we adopted this constitution. Every year we even celebrate Constitutional Day. Am I right? We celebrate Constitutional Day. But these are just mere celebration. That day, when the Constitution is able to give effect to the universal and humane truth, that's the day when we honor the sacrifices of our forefathers. I hope this day comes soon enough. Truth knows no color. Am I making my point? Let me change it a little bit. It's been many decades since we adopted this constitution, and yet the truth is very selectively implemented in our country on the basis of race, religion, caste, money, and multiple other criteria. If the constitution must have any meaning or a purpose, these values, these truths must apply to everyone irrespective of their background, irrespective of their color. When that happens, we truly honor the sacrifice and commitment of our forefathers. Can I write like this? ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. All right? Listen to me. In essay, if you go on YouTube, there are n number of faculties who teach you essay. Am I right, Sharma? No. There are n number of courses which are available on your in your UPSC preparation. N number of programs. But the thing is this: despite of all of these things being present, people are struggling to score 110, 115. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ತಾನೆ? Why? Partially we are responsible because we are spoon feeding you way too much. Read this, you will clear. That's my promise. Read this because I'm the best faculty in this country for so and so. All right? But the reality is this: I can only teach you. The reality is you have to sit, you have to understand, you have to think, and you have to start writing. And there, I can't be with you 24/7. Is it not? I studied in a college called as MESPU College, Malleshwaram 15th Cross. Have you heard of it? What have you heard of this college? Is it a good college? Apparently so. I never felt it was, but apparently so. It's a good college. I'll tell you the reality of this college. If you want to get into this college, your percentage in 10th standard should be very good, 95, 96. Cut-off ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತಿತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ತಾನೆ? So imagine 95% plus students joining MES college. 12th standard exams used to happen, and MES college used to give rise to many toppers. Is it a matter of surprise or was it expected? Expected. If you pick and choose the good students who have some thinking capabilities, and if you make them work hard a little bit, they'll score marks. But my intention is, UPSC, yes, essay writing skills matter. CAPF, it matters. There are many other exams. And I want each and everyone who is attending, who is listening, to understand essay writing skills in such a manner that no matter where they write, they score well. I don't care about race horses. All of you are following my point? We are average people and we need to become extraordinary, and there is no shortcut to it except practice, practice, practice. All right. There is a saying, there is an English poem, all that glitters is not. And you know what is the second line of that? Not all who wander are lost. And your UPSC had asked a question on this. I'll teach you that later, not now. Poem or shloka. The second one is what? Vision statement. Look at the third one, a quote. Now, any quotes that you like very much in your life? I just discussed one quote couple of days ago. Be a rainbow in someone else's cloud. This is a quote which was given by a lady called as Maya Angelou. Be a rainbow in someone else's cloud. What does cloud represent? Does it represent something very positive, or can it represent some gloomy things? Gloomy things, am I right? What does rainbow represent? Positive thing or negative thing? Positive thing. Be a rainbow in someone else's cloud. When someone is going through some pain, some suffering, or they're overwhelmed by anything, what can you be? Should you add more to their pain, or should you be a rainbow? Rainbow. So imagine I'm writing an essay for compassion is the basis of all morality. First half of the conclusion, I'm going to summarize. Second half of the conclusion, I'm going to write this quote, put it in a box. Maya Angelou, one of the greatest literary artists of 20th century, believed pain and suffering is natural. But we retain the ability in our individual selves to help someone to be a rainbow. She expects us to give effect to this ability that we have, this character that we have, when this happens, suffering in this world reduces. Am I making my point clear? So you can give a quote like that. There are many such quotes you might have come across in your life as well. All of you are following my point. Give me one quote related to mind. For some of you, I might have already completed ethics class, or it might be going through. I'll give you a quote. The mind is a place in itself. Everyone listen to me carefully. The mind is a place in itself. That's the first component. The mind is a place in itself. It can make a hell of heaven and a heaven of hell. The mind is a place in itself. It can make a hell of heaven. You might have all the best possible opportunities, best possible privileges, but if your mind is not good enough, even though you are in heaven, it can create a hell for you. Am I right? On the other hand, if your mind is positive, even though you might be in a hellish situation, it can turn that into a heaven. There is a quote like this given by a guy called as John Milton. He wrote a work called as Paradise Lost. The mind is a place in itself. It can make a heaven of hell and a hell of heaven. This is the quote. In which essay topic will I use this? We have discussed this essay topic. We have mentioned this essay topic so many times. The mind. Which essay topic, tell me? Thought finds and creates a one also. So in the second half of the conclusion, I will write this quote, put it in a box, and then I write, John Milton, another great artist from English literature, famously opined, the game is won and lost here, the mind. If our mind is positive, it can turn a hellish situation into positive, and it can find that hope in life. If our mind is negative, even though we might be in a heavenish situation, it can turn it into a toxic, painful world which can destroy all hope, all passion and all energy. Can I write like this? Was it just me reporting statements to you, or was emotions there? I want that. Writing should reflect personality. Most of the times when you're writing GS 1, 2, 3, 4, you're reporting. I don't have any problem there. But when you're writing essay, it should be life. Have you watched this famous film called as Dead Poet Society? In case if you have not watched, ivat nodi, eni ida kelsa, nodi ivat manege hogi. If you have not watched it, if you can't watch the film, at least go back home and see there is one scene in Dead Poet Society where he talks about poetry. Poetry is life, poetry is love. Your essay writing should reflect humanity. It should not be coming across like GS 1, 2, 3, 4 answers. If it comes across like that, you will not be given marks. Am I making my point? Did you understand the structure of the essay? Next, we need to discuss the themes. Before I discuss the themes, let's look at some newspaper editorials. A smarter happiness agenda, it requires investing the social and psychological architecture of a good life. Look into this one. Let's analyze. I'm not going to analyze the whole article, just a few parts of it. Each year, when the World Happiness Report appears, India asks, why do we rank so low? In 2025, we sat at 118, a figure that rightly stings national pride. But the sting can be useful if we ask the right question. Not how do we look happier, but what actually makes a life go well. So here, there are two hook strategies that he has used. One is contextual, because in that year, happiness results were announced. Along with that, he is also going for rhetorical questioning. Am I right or am I wrong? Thought-provoking questioning. Like this. So when you start to read article in a conscious manner like this, you will pick up how to write essay in a very creative, imaginative, original way. If you don't read your newspapers, then it becomes problematic. All of you are following me? Come back. Look into this one. You tell me. I might be mispronouncing this term. Don't take this the wrong way. To make tiboki. Nam kannadadalli term ide tiboki anta. To make tiboki, you begin with rice, cakes, chewy, dense white cylinders that refuse to soften easily. You soak them, coaxing their stiffness into pliancy. Then comes the fiery red sauce, followed by gochujang, sugar, soy, and perhaps a flick of garlic. The secret is in the simmering, which allows the sauce to cling. The result is both sweet and scorching, half pain, half pleasant. It is the kind of dish that makes ice water even as you keep eating. Bake see he in I Want to Die But I Want to Eat Tteokbokki used this beloved Korean comfort food as a metaphor for leaving. While hurting, prove that desire and despair do coexist, that even if life tastes bitter, the impulse to eat, to feel, to continue is itself an act of survival. So here, I agree, Madam Aishwarya, who has written this article, she has a little bit of Shashi Tharoor vibes. All right, Shashi Tharoor vibes. But be that as it may, I like the strategy that she has used. She has mentioned about a Korean dish called as tteokbokki. Now, is it like your instant noodles, 2 minute mein Maggie? Instant? No, it requires a certain step. It requires a certain process. Am I making my point clear? This process, do you think it is going to give you full happiness or is it half happiness? Half happiness, half pain. And then she connected that to an author who had passed away not long ago. Look at our life. In our life, you as UPSC aspirant, some of you might have this behavior that you prefer 2 minute ka Maggie. Does it give you any nutrition? Absolutely no. Why is it that you don't go for all these other breakfasts that you have? It takes quite a lot of time. In this fast-paced life, when we go for shortcuts like 2 minute ka Maggie, we compromise our nutritional status. In this fast-paced life, to become successful, when we compromise on our values, we compromise on our morality, and we suffer eventually. Am I making sense? So read newspapers. I don't know how many of you have read newspapers on a day-to-day basis in the last few years of your preparation. I don't know. In case if you have not read, start. Did you understand? Whatever I have taught you, connectors, transitioning between one paragraph to another paragraph, coherency, I have learned it, I have understood it. It comes naturally to me because of reading, nothing more than that. Reading and a little bit of writing. Come back. Listen to me. What have I told you? There are many themes. Today I will not be able to complete this theme entirely, but I will give you a little bit of information. But today my intention was completing the structure of the essay. I hope that part is clear to you. I will be sending across notes in your respective Telegram groups as well, not to worry. And in the next 1 week, what will I be sending? Let us say tomorrow I will be sending some philosophers who have spoken about human flourishing. On Tuesday, some psychology. On Wednesday, some examples. I will be sending that to you. Will you just try to accumulate them or will you try to understand and use it in an organic manner wherever necessary? Wherever necessary. And start writing. Alright. Come back. One of the major themes on which UPSC asks questions every year, not once in few years, every year is human flourishing. That is the major theme. Look at the sub-themes. Happiness and well-being. What was the question that comes to your mind when I ask happiness, direct essay topic? There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. Meaning, purpose, fulfillment. Not all who wander are lost. Now let us say you have come to UPSC, many of your family, many of your relative members say that you are lost. Not necessarily, right? You have come to UPSC to find a purpose. You have come to UPSC to find an identity for yourself. Not all who wander are lost. To give a very easy example that you can connect to it, Siddhartha, when he left his palace, do you think all of them complimented Siddhartha or some of them said Siddhartha is lost? Lost. But was Siddhartha truly lost or was Siddhartha trying to find out who he is? That is self-discovery. And your UPSC has asked many questions based on that sub-theme. I will be discussing that. Humanity, compassion and relationships, self-discovery, personal growth and human potential, Courage to accept, dedication to improve, ship in harbor, the best time to repair the roof when the sun is still shining. Like this, there are n number of topics. Creativity, mathematics is the music of reasoning. Inspiration for creativity stems from our efforts to observe for the magical in the mundane things. Like that. Human flourishing in the modern world, social media. When climate change is increasing, will we flourish or will we not? That is the theme. These are the sub-themes. When I took OGP classes for you, or if you have attended the last year Elevate essay, or if you have watched it, my theme classification this time, has it remained the same or has it changed? Because I want movement in my life, dynamicism. Next year, in case if I take the program, I will change it a little bit more to simplify it and to ensure that it meets the evolving changes of UPSC demand. Am I making my point? Please come back. Have you noted this down? Listen to me. Now let's start with a simple question. What is human flourishing? Human flourishing means just having a job, just making money, or is it something more than that? More than that. Can anyone tell me what you think is human flourishing? Let's start with madam here. Madam, to my left hand side. Yes. What is human flourishing? Adapting to changing circumstances. Good. Madam, behind you. Yes. All is well, all is well. What is human flourishing? Nim life alane. Human flourishing. Andre yenu. Madam en hedidru to adapt to changing circumstances. In your life, what is it? Heli. Why do you want to be IAS or IPS? IAS alva. Why? Because you believe when you become an IAS, you will be able to help someone. You will, through that help, maybe you will also feel happy. Am I right? Likewise. Madam, what is human flourishing as per you? Do you have dreams in life? Consider nimge. When you achieve your dreams, that is called as human flourishing. Like that. Nayana, what is human flourishing as per you? 2. Edurkobedi. Let us say, using whatever you are showcasing to me as of now, in terms of answering, I can give you an answer, an argument. Human flourishing is overcoming the fear, taking the necessary opportunities given in life, and making the best possible use of it. That is human flourishing. All right. Whenever I go to different parts of the country, I see students. Some of the students are very interactive. They talk. The reason behind that is, from a very young age, their teachers have made them interact. In our part of the world, it's not as much as it should be. You're afraid. You're fearful. How will you learn if you're fearful? If you can't ask me doubt, if you can't answer, how will you be an IAS or an IPS officer? Please change that. Angante troll messages hakadalla online alli. All right. What is human flourishing? My friend, over here. I forgot your name, sir. Yes. Praveen, tell me, what is human flourishing as per you, Praveen? Very good. Coming together and achieving, okay, social goals. Fine. Behind you. Yes, sir. Improving. Okay. Good enough. Listen to me. So whatever definitions of human flourishing you have given me, is it based on power, wealth and fame, or is it something more than that? More than that, am I right? But if you look into the present world, human flourishing is basically seen in terms of how much of power, how much of wealth, how much of fame you have. That is why we are not leading a good life. That is why we are not happy. Am I right or am I wrong? One of the goals of our life should be to flourish. Have you watched that film? Ranbir Kapoor hai, Deepika Padukone hai. An old film. Here he likes to travel in that film. और ये सब पता है तुम लोगों को, ये जवानी है दीवानी. I don't remember the exact dialogue, but I remember in one sequence Ranbir Kapoor says, मुझको चलना है. Daudna hai. Even if I fall, I want to keep on moving. Am I right or am I wrong? That was flourishing to him. Have you watched another movie where you have Hrithik Roshan, Abhay Deol, and Farhan Akhtar? They go to Spain. Zindagi na milegi dobara. And if you look at Zindagi na milegi dobara, you have Hrithik Roshan. What type of goal does Hrithik Roshan have? By the age of 40 or 45, I forgot the exact number, he wants to retire from whatever job he is doing. Am I right or am I wrong? He goes on a vacation with his childhood friends, and even in that vacation, he is wearing suit, boot, all of these things and carrying his laptop. They're traveling in one part of the Spain where the environment is absolutely beautiful. But since he gets a call from the client, he stops the car. On the hood of the car, he keeps the laptop and he starts having conversation with the Japanese client. Mushi, mushi. Am I right or am I wrong? Human flourishing is seen in this way. That is why he was not happy in his life. That is why we are not happy in our life. Artha ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ತಾನೆ? These are not the major themes only in UPSC exams. These are major themes in our life, generally speaking as well. If you do not understand this theme, it is very difficult, forget clearing the exam, to lead a good life only. Artha ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ತಾನೆ? Look into this, look into this. There are 5 pillars to human flourishing, 5 pillars. I will be talking about each and every pillar in detail, and then I will be making you write a lot many things, not to worry. Look at the first pillar, happiness. So if I ask madam the question, what is human flourishing? She should have said happiness. What is happiness? It is having that inner well-being, a sense of joy. What is happiness? Being thankful to what you have in life. Rather than focusing what you don't have, be focused on showcasing gratitude to what you have, because whatever you have, many of the people don't have it. Am I right? Look at the other thing, peace. It might be mental peace, contentment, satisfaction, good life. What does it mean? Look at the other pillar, purpose. If you are sitting here, if I am taking class on a Sunday from 11 to 5 p.m., there should be a purpose, and the purpose is not just to make money. I told you in the first half of the class, don't worry about money. If you are sitting here to study, study as much as possible. Money might be important, but that's not the primary motivation, not at least in me. I want you to understand what you are going through. I want you to give your best when the next examination comes. Purpose. All right. Now, do you think the purpose of life is to lead whatever others are saying, or is it up to you to find your own purpose? Yes. And if I want to find my own purpose, can I ask technology, can I ask ChatGPT, please tell Umesh what his purpose is? I can't write. Neither can I find my purpose just by reading books. I need to find my purpose by going out, interacting, experiencing the world. Until and unless you do that, you can't achieve. You can't know what your purpose in your life is. When they gave you a question last time around that years teach much, then the days never knew. There are so many friends of mine doing engineering. They're engineers. They're working in some of the big companies that you have ever heard of. But every once in a while when I meet them, they're still not happy. Because they wanted to do something, but they could not because of commitments and responsibilities. Even though they're making good amount of money, somewhere they're not completely happy because they followed the purpose which was imposed on them, not chosen by them. Artha ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ತಾನೆ? And finding that purpose is not easy. It's not something that will come to you just because I say abracadabra, purpose, let it come to you. You need to be open in life. You need to be humble in life to learn from each and every possible manner. Then you might come across that purpose somewhere. All of you are following my. Look at the third one, relationships. What is human flourishing? With your parents, with your friends, whomsoever it might be, the relation should be meaningful. The relationship must add value. Your UPSC can also ask you questions on that. Human flourishing has 5 parameters. Relationships, growth, wisdom. I will be starting with happiness and then I will proceed to other 4 parameters. Am I making my point clear? Discussion of these themes will not take so much of time, don't worry. Making you understand these themes is also very easy for me. That's also not difficult. What is difficult for me is to make you think and make you write. So here I expect some amount of efforts from your side. All of you following my point? Come back, come back, come back. Listen to me. Have you heard of a guy called as Leo Tolstoy? Who was he? Baap ka beta. What did he do? Play cricket with Sachin Tendulkar. Rakshit. What did he do? Leo Tolstoy. He was a writer. And some of his writings have even influenced, inspired your Gandhi as well. Now, from one of his books, I've taken a story. Look at the story. How much land does a man need? A very famous story in his book. So, what's your name? Manjunath, yes. Now, let us say, I say to Manjunath when he wakes up in the morning, Manjunath, whatever amount of land, whatever distance you cover today, I will give you that land. Whatever land, whatever distance you cover today, the whole distance, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to gift it to you. You don't have to pay even a single rupee, even a single cent. So what Manjunath will do? From the morning till the night, he kept on walking because he wanted more. Greed was there. But come the night time, since he had walked without any break, without any rest, he died of exhaustion. Am I making my point clear? We are thinking human flourishing is greed, accumulate things, just like how the man here walked a great amount of distance without taking any break. He might have covered a long distance, but was he alive to enjoy it? Human flourishing should not be based on greed. Am I making my point clear? Human flourishing, even if I walk 3 kilometers and I am okay with it, that's enough for me. Contentment. You can go through my OGP classes, anything. I'm not repeated. For me, pushing the boundaries has always been important in my life. If not, life is very monotonous. Am I making my point? I'm telling you what is human flourishing as per Leo Tolstoy. The more a man has, the more he wants. Contentment, not possession, brings true wealth. So if you go and ask, let us say Leo Tolstoy is sitting in front of me. I ask Mr. Leo, what is human flourishing? He is going to say, Umesh, human flourishing is being content. Not going behind unnecessary wealth. Will that be a nice definition? Am I right or am I wrong? Simple. All of you come back. Look into this one. This is a famous story that happened between Diogenes and Alexander. I posted a message related to this in one of the groups that I had a couple of days ago. This also explains an idea, so I've used it. Look into this. Alexander, was he just some normal king or was he an emperor? He created one of the largest empires ever known to humankind. One day he wanted to meet a philosopher called as Diogenes. Look at what happens. Alexander approached Diogenes and said, what can I do for you? Alexander is asking, what can I do for you? Diogenes, this beggar philosopher, he says, stand out of my sunlight. Imagine Prime Minister, Chief Minister, MP, MLA, they come to you and they ask, what do you want, my dear son? And you say, stand out of my sunlight. Yenagutte. Right? I can't say. Listen to me. Alexander was stunned because no one had spoken to the emperor like that. Later he said, if I were not Alexander, I would wish to be Diogenes. Power passes, empires fall, wisdom remains. What is human flourishing? Based on this story. Human flourishing, can I say, it is the pursuit of wisdom. Can I say human flourishing is having the necessary freedom, free will in life. You can't surrender this freedom. You can't surrender this free will to anyone. It can be Alexander, it can be any government. Am I right or am I wrong? That is human flourishing. You guys agree with me? See, rights, duties we are supposed to follow, but when our rights are getting trampled, being silent, you're part of injustice. That is what I genuinely believe. Let's keep that aside as of now. So if you ask Leo Tolstoy, he will say human flourishing is finding contentment in this life. If you ask Diogenes, he will say human flourishing is the pursuit of wisdom, is retaining your freedom and free will in the face of any power. Will that be right? Learn that. Okay, learn that, understand that, and use it in whichever essay topics you feel you can organically bring it across. All of you following my point? This was a bitter experience that Alexander had when he met Diogenes, a beggar philosopher, telling Alexander, stand out of my sunlight. But Alexander was someone who had a vision, who had clarity. So he did not feel sad because of that bitter experience. He learned one of the best lessons. Look at what he says. The lessons that last forever, simplicity. Human flourishing is not in complicated life, accumulation of power. Simplicity, having whatever you need in terms of necessities, if you met it, good enough. Human flourishing is freedom. I've told you this. Human flourishing is you acknowledging your self-respect. He might be some emperor, he might be some PM, CM, whatever it is. But that doesn't mean that they get to walk or trample on my rights, on my dignity. Look at this one. Inner riches. The richest man is the one who is content. Even your Leo Tolstoy said the same thing. He who needs nothing is truly rich. Can you use this quote? Like that. Contentment is natural wealth. Materialism is artificial poverty. Come back, come back, come back. Look into this poem. Matthew Arnold, he wrote a poem called Self-Dependence, I guess. I've taken these 2 lines from there. Resolve to be thyself and know that who finds himself loses his misery. Resolve to be thyself. Thyself means yourself. Know that he who finds himself loses his misery. So what are they trying to say? If I manage to find out who I truly am, who Umesh is, whatever misery is associated with my life, will I still be connected to it or will I lose that misery? Not all who wander are lost. I want to find myself. I want to lose the misery. I want to lose the baggage that I have carried in my life since so many years. That is what Matthew Arnold is also saying. Am I right or am I wrong? Like this. So what is human flourishing? If I ask that question again to you people, you will say, human flourishing is you finding yourself and letting go of the baggage of misery which is holding you back. Misery and rain. What is misery? Pain. Frustration. Yes. Suffering. Very good. Saku. Aste saku. Can I say that is also human flourishing? Many of you might be remembering the failures that you had some 10 years ago. I still don't understand that. Am I making my point clear? You will be holding on to that misery and you will be suffering because of that even today. I see some students of mine, I would have met them 2 years afterwards. They have given up on UPSC and everything, and still they will be talking about the misery, the regrets they have with respect to UPSC. Once you have left it, you have left it. You have to learn to move on. You can't hold on to that misery again and again. Am I making my point? Likewise. Come back, come back. Look into this. Martin Seligman, he is a psychologist. What is human flourishing as per him? Here he has given a model called as PERMA. P-E-R-M-A, not the permafrost that you read in your geography. What does PERMA mean? Positive emotions. Is love a positive emotion or a negative emotion? Negative, based on your experience it might be. But generally speaking, positive. Hatred on the other hand, very good. Look at the other one, engagement. When you engage with others, should you use them as a means or should you use them as an end in themselves? You know what is engagement? I'll tell you, listen to me. So let us say he is my friend, Manjunath is my friend. I am engaging with my friend. Will I be friend with Manjunath just because he is making some great notes, just because he has a lot of money, or will I be friends with Manjunath because he has a strong character, he helps me when I require it? Will it be the first or the second one? Second one, and his help is not just monetary, his help is also in terms of how I improve my personality. That is engagement. When your parents engage with you, are they engaging with you on a selfish parameter or are they engaging with you on a selfless parameter? But like this. Look at the R1, relationships. Be it Aristotle, be it your psychologist like Martin Seligman, they have advised you to ensure there is quality in your relationships. Quality in your relationship basically means, let us say Rakshit is in a relationship with Rashmika. All coincidental characters. There should be no mistrust. There should be no possessiveness. Am I making my point clear? All of you. If you bring mistrust, if you bring your possessiveness, deception, dishonesty, do you think the relationship will thrive or do you think the relationship will collapse? Ask our Rakshit Sethi, he will give you evidence. All of you following my point? Who is in the mistake here, him or her, I don't care. Howsoever, I hope you understand. All of you are following me. What is human flourishing as per him? Meaning. Your life must have a meaning. The time that you have spent here must have a meaning, even to me. Am I making my point clear? If you are going about in your life without having any meaning, just leaving out your day like a mechanical, like a machine, there will come a time when your mind will imprison you in a world of regrets. In a world of regrets. Remember that it will drown you in an ocean of sorrow. ಇದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಬರೀ ಕೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಅಥವಾ ಕಲಿತೀರಾ in a world of regret ಅಂತ ಅಂದೆ ತಾನೆ? Will you just listen to it or will you learn it? Yes. What am I using here? Metaphors, imagery. It will drown you in an ocean of regret. This imagery is also good. You have to use it in your essay writing wherever it is possible. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ತಾನೆ? Come back, meaning. And look at the last one, accomplishment. I might not have cleared this UPSC exam, but I'm quite happy in terms of making a small contribution in the success of students. Not only those students who have cleared, but also those who did not clear, but they're doing well in their life. That is accomplishment. What is human flourishing? If someone asks you a question tomorrow, can you say these things? Let us say, I give Manjunath an essay topic. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. So whatever path I'm walking as of now, here, in this path, what are the things I should find? First one is what? Positive emotion should be there. Second one is what? Sorry? Engagement. Third one, relationship. Fourth one, meaning. Last one, accomplishments. Am I making my point clear? So whatever path you're walking as a UPSC aspirant, as a son, daughter, whatever it might be, on this path, if you are fulfilling all of these things, you are going to flourish. In your UPSC preparation, that positive emotion itself is not there. Will you flourish? Very difficult. If the engagement with your teacher is not there in terms of asking doubts, interacting, answer evaluation, very difficult. Relationships, you have to manage it. Careful. All right. Meaning, you're doing this only for power or are you doing this because you get the opportunity to serve? Meaning. Last one is what? Accomplishment. And just to talk about relationship, when I say manage it, many of you have come to UPSC, you have let go of your non-UPSC friends. You don't call them so much these days. Am I right or am I wrong? Don't do this. You require some sanity in your life. If you keep on talking to UPSC fellows again and again, you'll go mad. Talk to some non-UPSC fellows as well. Meet them whenever you get the chance. Did you understand what is human flourishing? All of you. I'm going to give you one small exercise. Write down that small exercise as of now. Write down that small exercise. Human flourishing. Human flourishing. Human flourishing. Hyphen. What it actually is. What it actually is. What it actually is. Aste. I want you to write some 4 pages on this, not now, in your home, 4 pages. And when you're writing this, introduction part, I hope you can write. Am I right? In the body part, how you're going to generate content, that is up to you. Even template approach I've taught you, briefly, split, I've mentioned. Questionnaire approach, I will teach you in the next class, not now. But only 4 pages I'm asking. And I think I've given you some various perspectives in the last couple of minutes that you're going to use. What will be there in the body of the essay? Flow. Next, what will be there? Connectives. Next, what will be there? Coherency. Finally, transitioning. Will you do that? And look at this one here. Some brainstorming exercises which we will be doing in the next class. The Holy Five. There is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. Why do people pursue happiness, Harsha? Why do people pursue happiness? Simple question. The Holy Five basically means, why do people pursue happiness? That is first why. Why do you think they pursue happiness? Because they can't be sad? Okay, let us say in that box, answer you're writing, because they can't be sad all the time. Next question. Why being sad all the time irritates us? You're going to write one more answer. Look at that. There. Am I making my point clear? People want happiness. Why? To feel fulfilled. Why they need to be fulfilled? To feel life is meaningful. Why? Because human seeks meaning. Why? Because we fear emptiness. So here, when you do this Holy Five exercise, you got quite a few arguments. Am I right or am I wrong? Look at another thing. What would X say? Let's bring X even here, not just in prelims. X and Y, Article 13. Topic. Let us say there is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path. Ask, what would Buddha say? Nietzsche say? Frankl say? Businessmen say? Farmers say? Child say? Or what would Harsha say? What is happiness as per Harsha? Sir, 5 p.m. aagi, 2 nimsha aitu bitpidi. Alright, like that. Come back. Look at some more brainstorming exercises. The metaphor factory. Example, happiness. We must explain happiness using a river. What do you think is happiness for a river? Continuous flow. Good. What do you think is happiness for a tree? Sorry? To flower. Maybe something like that. What is happiness as per a candle? To bring light in a world of darkness. What is happiness as per a compass? What is happiness as per a mountain? To make those clouds rain in a certain area. Am I right or am I wrong? Something like that. All of you are following me. Or the mountain, for it happiness could mean showcasing or bringing adventure into our life. Something like that. Like this, there are many exercises. I told you about passages. What did Seneca say? What was his famous passage? Bertrand Russell, Albert Camus. I want you to prepare in such a way, whenever you write essay next time around, in your UPSC mains, you will be able to score very well. And what are some regions in our mind that we have? Amygdala and prefrontal cortex. Can anyone tell me which one is the emotional part? Amygdala. Prefrontal cortex is the rational part. Have you heard of dose chemicals, neurochemicals, dose? Rohan, what is dose? Dose, D-O-S-E, dose, neurochemicals. Dose, D stands for dopamine. O stands for oxytocin. S stands for serotonin. And the last one, E, endorphins. So there is a connection between all of these neurochemicals and your happiness. For example, look at this dopamine. It is called as what? The motivational chemical. Are we getting motivation through natural sources these days, or are we getting motivation by scrolling through Instagram Reels and Facebook posts and all of these things? What do you think the answer is? Dopamine. Social media. Here you can use it. So I will discuss the theme of human flourishing, especially the theme of happiness. And then I will be making you write quite a few essays here itself. Did you understand? The first class, was it useful? Pakka? Alright. Go back home. I'll meet you next Sunday. I think they've created a group. Have they or have they not? Essay antara ಅಥವಾ GS 1, 2, 3, 4 antara? Eradu idya? Okay. Not a problem. Go ahead. I'll meet you next Sunday. Thank you. And students, if you have any questions, online students, you can text me on my Telegram ID, Umesh 199101.